Today's episode of Off the Timeline is titled What If Brian Kelly Was Hired at Auburn Instead of LSU? Now, first, our alternate history disclaimer. This story is the work of alternate history that explores what would have happened if Brian Kelly got hired by Auburn in December of 2020. Everything that follows is fictional speculation about how one decision could have reshaped college football. What if the largest coaching betrayal in modern college football history never actually involved LSU? What if it happened 1 year earlier and involved Auburn? In December 2020, Auburn fires Gus Malzahn. The coaching search is chaotic, fans are divided, and nobody can agree on the next coach. Then Auburn shocks college football. Instead of hiring Brian Harsin, Auburn convinces Brian Kelly to leave Notre Dame. Overnight, Auburn wins the offseason. Notre Dame loses one of the winningest coaches in school history. Auburn believes it has finally found the coach who can chase down Alabama and Georgia. LSU laughs. Kelly doesn't look like an SEC coach. He doesn't sound like an SEC coach. Many believe Auburn just made the most expensive mistake in college football history. Brian Kelly doesn't care. For years, he's heard the same criticism. Great coach, wrong job. Auburn gives him SEC recruiting, unlimited resources, and one chance to prove everyone wrong. His first season is exactly what Auburn needs. Disciplined, organized, 9 wins. Bo Nix looks more comfortable. Tank Bigsby becomes the centerpiece of the offense. Auburn narrowly loses the Iron Bowl, but for the first time in years, the program feels like it's moving forward. Then LSU calls. Ed Orgeron is out. Scott Woodward wants Brian Kelly. Most of college football assume he's gone. Instead, Kelly turns LSU down. Suddenly, this isn't just another SEC rivalry, it's personal. LSU hires Dave Aranda instead. And now both LSU and Auburn are trying to prove they chose the right coach. At first, Auburn looks like the clear winner. Kelly follows with consecutive 10-win seasons. Auburn beats LSU. Auburn climbs back into the national conversation. National media praises Auburn for making one of the smartest coaching hires of the decade. But beneath the wins, something feels familiar. Every Georgia loss turns into an interrogation. Every Alabama loss becomes a referendum on Kelly. Every awkward press conference creates another week of headlines. Brian Kelly begins publicly pushing Auburn to invest more aggressively in recruiting and NIL. Boosters quietly push back. Local media starts questioning whether Kelly truly understands Auburn. Kelly responds the only way he knows how, by getting more defensive. Assistants come and go. Rumors of tension inside the football building become almost as common as Saturday victories. Then Bo Nix wins the Heisman Trophy at Oregon. Now the fan base is going crazy. Half the fans argue Kelly chased away a future Heisman winner. The other half insists Bo simply needed a fresh start. The debate never goes away. Then comes the expanded college football playoff. Finally, Brian Kelly has the opportunity Auburn hired him for. Auburn makes the field and draws Notre Dame in the first round. He returns to South Bend, his old school, his old fans, his old legacy. Auburn wins by 1 point, and for one glorious week, Brian Kelly looks like a genius. He left Notre Dame to chase championships and just knocked Notre Dame out of the playoff. Then Georgia crushes Auburn the following week. Once again, Kelly has built a really good team. Once again, he can't build the best team. Now everything starts unraveling. LSU keeps improving under Dave Aranda. Georgia remains the standard. Auburn refuses to disappear. Auburn does keep winning 9 or 10 games, but nobody talks about the wins anymore. They talk about the losses. Kelly grows increasingly combative with reporters. Stories leak about disagreements with boosters. Every recruiting miss becomes a crisis. Every close loss becomes evidence that the program has peaked. By 2025, the relationship is running on frustration instead of belief. Then LSU comes to town. Auburn leads comfortably at halftime. LSU storms back. Auburn collapses. As the clock expires, it doesn't feel like Auburn just lost a football game. It feels like the end. Another Iron Bowl loss follows. Auburn moves on from Brian Kelly. His final record looks respectable on paper, and it even includes a playoff appearance, a playoff victory, and some top 10 finishes. There are no losing seasons, but also no SEC championships nor national championships. At most other schools, that would have been considered a success. At Auburn, it isn't. Because Brian Kelly didn't fail, he delivered what Auburn thought it wanted: consistency, competitiveness, respectability. The problem was Auburn wasn't chasing respectability, it was chasing Alabama. And those are two completely different goals. In the end, Notre Dame survives. LSU rises again. Bo Nix wins the Heisman. Brian Kelly leaves with one of the better winning percentages in modern Auburn history. The only program still searching for that missing piece is Auburn, because sometimes the most fascinating alternate histories aren't about spectacular failures, they're about successful coaches who discover that success itself can become the expectation. And once that happens, even winning isn't always enough. And if you enjoyed this college football alternate history, hit like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next timeline.